I'm getting old. Should I approach a man I like? He doesn't want to make his shot. Should I initiate the conversation? Is there anything wrong in me asking him if he wants to settle down with me? Is there anything wrong in me proposing? In a world full of godlessness, many philosophers, a lot of divergent views, different and contradictory ideas, one might end up adopting the wrong lifestyle or approach without knowing it's wrong. One might take into a popular pattern into practice without knowing it's not how God designed it. It's not how it has been from the beginning. It's not how it should be. One of those controversial views and varying opinions is the issue of searching. Certain people hold the opinion that there is nothing wrong with a lady searching out for a man she likes and approach him, while others see it as wrong, saying it's the man who is expected to do the searching. We would not base our opinion or thought on popular perception, normal trends, or how people feel it should be, but we would draw light and make a conclusion from the Word of God. Romans 12:2. And do not be conformed to this world any longer with its superficial values and customs, but be transformed and progressively changed as you mature spiritually by the renewing of your mind, focusing on godly values and ethical attitudes, so that you may prove for yourselves what the will of God is, that which is good and acceptable and perfect in His plan and purpose for you. Fact is always changing based on the evidence available, but the Word of God stands sure and doesn't change because of time, location, or available evidence. It's unchangeable and the standard for practice. We would consider this matter from the standpoint of the Bible. What did God say about this? How did God want it to be done? How was it done by our patriarch of old, as recorded in the Bible? These would give us an accurate and best model on how to approach the matter. Let us take a look from the beginning, in Genesis 2:24. For this reason, a man shall leave his father and his mother, and shall be joined to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. It's the man who first initiates the process, leaving behind everything so that they become one flesh. Also in Proverbs 18:22, he who finds a true and faithful wife finds a good thing and obtains favor and approval from the Lord. From these two scriptures, it's clear that it's the man who's responsible and who's been given the task to find. In Ephesians 5, it was also explained that the man is the head of the family, and he's the one who's ought to have initiated the first step, and the woman submits. Furthermore, examples abound in scriptures regarding this matter. The case of Isaac, who the servant was sent out to go and look for the wife, and he was guided by the God. Genesis 24. Jacob was willing to serve 14 years for the love of his life that he found. The examples are numerous. Although scriptures, the pattern has been the same, as it's been assigned to be so by God. Having seen that it's the man who should initiate the move, what then should the woman do? A man should have known his purpose, why God sent him on earth, and is working on his purpose before attempting to look for a wife. A woman is also meant to know her purpose and how she can be a helpmate to a man. Psalms 37:4. Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires and petitions of your heart. Proverbs 31:10, 13, 17 and 30. An excellent woman, one who is spiritual, capable, intelligent, and virtuous. Who is he who can find her? Her value is more precious than jewels, and her worth is far above rubies or pearls. She looks for wool and flax, and works with willing hands in delight. She equips herself with strength. spiritual, mental, and physical fitness for a God-given task, and makes her arms strong. Charm and grace are deceptive, and superficial beauty is vain. But a woman who fears the Lord, reverently worshipping, obeying, serving, and trusting Him with all filled respect, she shall be praised. As a lady, stop looking for him. If he's the one, God would bring him. Our Almighty Father delights when we do things right, play our path, and leave the rest for Him to do. It's not your responsibility to find the man. God would guide and direct him towards you. From this, it's very clear that if you're not aligned to God, you don't have a personal relationship with Him. You can't be identified in His court. How then would He send or bring your man? As we saw previously in Psalms 37:4, you should delight in the Lord, and God would give you the desires of your heart. You should be identified in the courts of heaven. You must be aligned, and you can hear His voice. Furthermore, we saw in Proverbs 31 what is expected of a woman. An excellent woman who can find. What makes you excellent is that you have spent time building yourself spiritually. Develop capacity in the things of the Spirit. Don't be lacking in stature in the things of the Spirit. Your spiritual giftings must be useful in the things of God. You must spend time developing yourself mentally. You must be mentally mature to be called an excellent woman. You must be a woman that is emotional, psychological, and socially sound. You must not be lacking in mental stature. You must gain capacity in things. You must be intelligent in things and must be a virtuous woman. These are the things you're meant to spend your time doing for God to bring Him to you. When He comes, He wants to see a lady who has gained spiritual stature, a lady who is capable to handle matters, a lady who is intelligent in things she laid her hand to do, a virtuous lady. Don't spend your time looking for Him. Spend your time working and developing yourself. God would send Him your way. It's when you have done this on yourself that your value is more precious than jewels and your price far above rubies. When you make input to yourself, you are indirectly increasing your way. You must not spend time trying to charm the man. You must be careful not to attract the wrong person. When you're spending time building and working on yourself, you would attract the right man who would value what you're doing and has a duty you both would do together. This links us to the first point of being aligned, knowing the voice of God when He speaks. Naturally, everybody is attracted to gold and anything good. They would come, but you must know who has God sent. Not everybody that comes around is from God. Spend time developing skills. Don't be idle. You must know your purpose. Who is the man who's meant to be a helpmate to? You must have what is required to function as that helpmate. Not doing this, God will not send him to you. If you spend time gossiping, playing around, or using charm and deceit to draw men to yourself, you have missed out of how it should be. You're already going contrary to the pattern and how it should be. Spend time developing skills. Spend time doing what you need to do. That is how you would be found. You should be found doing the work, found gaining capacity, found learning what it takes to make wealth, learning what it takes to support and bring out the best in your man. This was the case of Rebecca. Imagine, she decided to tell her parents she would not go to draw water for the camel, but would go looking for who would love her, or decided to go gossip or play with the daughters of the town. She would have missed out. The lineage of Christ would not be complete without mentioning her. Spend time developing. Spend time learning. Spend time building. And God would spend your ordained man. On the other hand, in Genesis 34:1-4, Now Dinah, the daughter of Leah, whom she had borne to Jacob, went out unescorted to visit the girls of the land. When Shechem the son of Hamor the Hivite, prince sheikh of the land, saw her, he kidnapped her and lay intimately with her by force, humbling and offending her. But his soul longed for and clung to Dinah, daughter of Jacob, and he loved the girl and spoke comfortingly to her young heart's wishes. So Shechem said to his father Hamor, "Get me this young woman as a wife." This is an example of someone who didn't spend time developing skills, who didn't spend time to be a spiritual, capable, intelligent, and virtuous lady so that she can be called an excellent woman. Her story ended there, and we didn't hear about her again. She would probably have ended up a queen in the tribes of Israel, but ended up bringing shame to her Israel. Why? Because she neglected what needed to be done, and went about visiting, gossiping, and to show men the charm she is carrying. When you fail to do the right thing, the wrong people would come your way and ruin your life. Spend time building capacity. Spend time working on yourself. Spend time learning what would bring wealth and see if God won't bring him. You shouldn't be found idle or lazy. All of Jesus' disciples were found in their place and line of work and assignment. He called them and made them fishers of men. So also, you should spend time building and adding value to yourself, and God will send the right man your way. Someone who would appreciate you and say, "I have found a virtuous woman. She is an excellent woman. She is worth more than jewels, and her price is more than gold." Such is the way it should be. Ruth was found by Boaz in the field. Ruth 2:2-5. And Ruth the Moabitess said to Naomi, "Please let me go to the field, and to glean among the ears of grain after one of the reapers, in whose sight I may find favor." Naomi said to her, "Go, my daughter." So Ruth went and picked up the leftover grain in a field after the reapers. And she happened to stop at the plot of land belonging to Boaz, who was of the family of Elimelech. It was then that Boaz came back from Bethlehem and said to the reapers, "The Lord be with you." And they answered him, "The Lord bless you." Then Boaz said to his servant, who was in charge of the reapers, "Whose young woman is this?" Ruth didn't tell her mother-in-law, "Let me go and join the ladies at the street corner or the place of rest." She went out to work. You cannot hide at home doing nothing and expect God to send the right man to you. God is still interested in you. He wants you to stop looking for that man and spend time adding value to yourself, learning and building skills and capacity. Spend time to make yourself that woman that will be called an excellent woman. He wants you to be ready, and he would send the man who would bring out the good in you, the man who would cultivate you and bring out choices of fruit. Don't conform to the pattern of the world. Follow that which has been handed over to us by God. God will send your man soon. Congratulations.